Hello and welcome to the Just Another Castle podcast. I'm your host Matt, and with me this week is Eli
Hello, I'm Eli.
and Mike.
You guys hear that plane above me?
Not
No.
at all.
Oh man, alright, well it would have been cool, but yeah, I'm Mike. What's up, guys?
All right, so everything's fixed now. The dead computer has now been tossed aside, and there's a crazy computer that I wish I had. So no more breaks, no more reasons for not having podcasts. We're good from here on out. Just to get that out of the way. So we'll start with what we've been playing. I haven't been playing much as usual. I finished, now I forget what it's called. Daredevil. I finished watching that series, both first and second season. And I really like it, but the unfortunate thing is because Marvel has so many shows going on, they decided to basically delay it, and the third season isn't coming for like 2 years. Like almost to the date, because I doubt they're going to launch it anytime other than September. So it's like, yeah, we have too many shows going on in 2017, so we'll bring it out 2018. I'm like, you jerk. I gotta wait 2 years for I'm gonna forget like everything in the show by the time that happens.
Man, wait. I don't know anything about any Marvel show ever,
Yeah.
but I thought you were watching Arrow. I'm confused.
That was DC.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
I'm just
but-
saying. No, I know my damn comics.
Okay.
I thought you were watching. I thought you were watching like Flash and Arrow.
Yeah, I was watching them before, but like I've actually been watching them consistently, so like I'm just waiting for them to come on in October. And yeah, I just heard Daredevil was good, and after I finished Arrow and Flash, I'm like, sometime early in the summer, I'm like, okay, I'll start watching this show because I got no other shows to watch, and I eventually like watched it all. And then now I'll just go back to the other shows when they come out. But yeah, not really game related, but just wanted to talk about something. Eli, what have you been up to for the last 2 weeks?
So I've been playing Deus Ex.
Yeah.
Now, whenever I say that game name, my friends think I'm saying Day of Sex, and I'm not. I'm saying Deus Space X.
Yeah.
Mankind Divided. I bought it when it first came out. It's actually the first full retail game I bought on the PS4, and literally...
Since its launch?
Oh, God. Well, I didn't buy any launch games at full price. I bought Infamous at full price, which was a bad decision. And then, since then, this is the second game I bought at full price on the PS4.
Oh my God.
I'm a hardcore. And we lost Mike, so hopefully he'll be joining back in. But, so I've been playing Deus Ex. It's really good. I'm really enjoying it. And it's weird because usually I don't like stealth games. Like, I'm not one to go in and really enjoy it because I don't like how quickly you die and then having to go through the load screen. And Deus Ex's load screens are actually pretty bad. And it's just usually not a thing for me. But Deus Ex is an exception. You can go in guns a-blazing if you want. And I did last game I played, Human Revolution. I just shot everything up. This game I've been going through a lot more stealthily, and I've actually really been enjoying it. I think it's a really solid game. Lots of dialogue options like Mass Effect, similar to that, where you gotta kind of figure out, based off someone speaking, how you should respond to answers. And if you don't fit up with their personality, then you can get, they won't want to do what you want them to do.
Yeah.
Really excellent gameplay design and missions, and I like the political overtones of the game. The way the game works is that there's like, the people have certain augs, and that means augments that make them part robot and better at certain abilities. And like in the previous game at the very end, there's this bomb that went off that pretty much made all the people that had robot parts malfunction and attack one another. And so after that day, everyone became super terrified of all of these augmented people, and they were sent to go live in aug ghettos, pretty much separated from everyone else. And so as a result, you've got these like terror aug rights organizations that are going in and having these terror attacks, which farthers this fear. So it's actually like ridiculously relevant to today's politics. So I think it's a really good game, and I like the story and the way it all goes together. And I don't buy games at full price very often at all. But I don't really regret my decision on this one. So that's saying a lot.
What made you decide to buy this at full price?
Well, I hadn't played. I hadn't just bought a game at full price in so long, and I felt it was about time. First of all, and second of all, I really liked the last Deus Ex game, and I didn't buy it at full price. I think I bought it on sale for like $20. And this isn't a game. It's a AAA game in terms of how much they spend on it, but I don't think the sales match up. And if you looked at the MPD rankings, it took third place after No Man's Sky, and there's another new game that came out. So it's a good seller, but it's not there. So I want to kind of give money to the developers, considering I like the first game and now this game so much. Yeah. And I just wanted something to play before school started up. I ended up not having any time to play it, so it didn't work out in my favor the way I planned it to. And so now I'm just, working my way through it really slowly. But I guess that kind of answers the question. Is just I just hadn't bought a game on full price for so long. Nintendo hasn't put out anything worth buying at full price in a long time either. So I felt like I needed to pitch in a little bit.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I haven't played the game myself. Well, I don't have really anything to play it on. Well, technically PC, but I don't really do that anyway. But I saw a video from Mark Brown, who does Game Maker's Toolkit. He does some pretty cool videos, and he showed off like the world is pretty small, but they pack it with so many details, and it just makes it like that much more interesting. I'm like, that's pretty really cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's really it's dense, which I really appreciate. I'm not one of those people that thinks that open world should be as gigantic as possible. Mm-hmm. And so there's a lot of elements, and I love the gameplay. So, for example, you'll walk into a room, and you can go guns a-blazing through and shoot everything up. That's usually not the wisest way to go about it, especially if you're not upgrading those types of abilities for that, and you're not a good shot, and some people like me just aren't a good shot too. And I love the fact that, you can, for example, go an alternate pathway, and you can hack into a system and access another room. And if your level isn't high enough to hack into the system, because you also have to upgrade hacking abilities to do that, then maybe you've upgraded your strength abilities. And if you upgrade your strength abilities, then you can pick up items that are blocking a pathway and move them aside and take a different path to get there. Or if you haven't done that, then you can maybe find a ventilator shaft. And if you've upgraded your breathing abilities, then you can go through this ventilator shaft and get through it that way. So just depending on what abilities you've upgraded, it opens up, dozens of different ways to get through the game, which I really appreciate. And you can come back later to the different places if you've decided to upgrade it. And it's not required at all or anything like that. And just experiment and hack into things that you may have not been able to hack into before. So for that, I really appreciate just the plethora of gameplay designs and the breadth of gameplay.
Yeah. I'm hoping Dishonored 2 does that, because I don't think the first one really had side quests, but the missions themselves, you had obviously multiple ways of tackling a mission. So
oh god, I forgot that game's coming out this year, huh?
Yeah, I think it's November or something.
Yeah.
Huh. I can't wait for it. So Mike, what have you been up to lately?
All right. I've been playing Final Fantasy Adventures on the Vita. I was like, I picked up Severed. I haven't played it yet, but I also picked up. Yeah. I've heard. I'm kind of, because Matt was scolding me about Guacamelee, so.
So you decided to go for the other game instead.
Yeah. I was like, oh wait, they made that other game. All right, so. Final Fantasy Adventures is that remake of the Game Boy game. Like the Adventure of Mana, Final Fantasy Adventure of Mana. So it looked interesting. The Game Boy game, it kind of reminded me of like a Game Boy Zelda game. So I was like, I'll pick up the remake. It's a good game. I mean, it's not great. It's only $13, so not like any hair off my back. So I'm enjoying my time with it. I did pick up Azure Gunvolt because I know the second one comes out next week.
Yeah.
It's pretty good, but it is Mega Man X, but it's not Mega Man X, and I treat it like Mega Man X until I get disappointed, Really? And I'm like, man, this wall jump mechanic is not as good. Now I'm like, wait, it's not Mega Man X. Stop doing that. And I'm like, And then a wall jump, I'll be like dash wall jump, and it doesn't work, and I'm like, what the hell, man? And then I'm like, wait, it's not Mega Man X, you idiot. So I get angry over it for not being a better game, but it's a pretty good game. I'm only like 3 bosses in. I know that game's not very long, so it's like I'll probably just spend like an hour and a half someday and just finish the rest.
Yeah.
I just kind of been like, oh no, you go, man.
I was just gonna say I gotta buy that game sometime because the demo they give you, I think at least 3 or 4 levels, and I really liked it. So I'm pretty sure the rest of the game is gonna be as good as that.
Hopefully they do something like they did in Japan, where they bundled the first 2 games together. So maybe maybe they'll do that, hook everybody up. I was gonna like wait, but I was like, yeah, I'm greedy, so I got it a little early.
I know Yacht Club Games is doing something with the second one. They're publishing it or something. I'm not sure if it comes with the first game or not.
I don't know, because I know they also have that weird collaboration game. That's why Mighty Gunvolt or something.
Yeah, that was
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, something else, yeah.
But so that could be possible. The other than that,
okay, sorry to cut you off. Yeah, they are doing both of them 1 and 2 for 3DS at $30.
See, that's a really good deal.
Yeah.
I mean, why the hell would you just buy one and get both? You're not getting any deal technically, but at the same time, it's like, hey, I think you'll get both, and you're able to catch up. I don't really know the differences between 2 since I literally just picked up 1 and didn't look at anything about it.
Yeah.
But other than that, I bought Phoenix Wright 6, but I haven't installed it. I'm just like waiting because I want to like finish all these other games I've been playing. But and I kind of been slowly going through Xenoblade Chronicles X. I'm only in like chapter 3 maybe, which I don't know. I hear the game's super long, but at the same time, it's not as long as Xenoblade Chronicles. So I'm just kind of like slowly going through it because I'm like trying to decide not only about my PlayStation 4 Pro, but it's like, do I want Yoshi's Woolly World for the Wii U or do I want the 3DS one? So that's why I've been going mad slow about it,
Mm-hmm. Cool. So let's get on to some of the news. There was an Apple conference, and yeah, that's pretty much it. That Nintendo showed off stuff. So a couple of things before news. Pokemon Go is coming to the Apple Watch. It's really weird. It's more of a companion app than anything else. It basically functions like Pokemon Go Plus, the wristband thing. It's just you can use a screen. It's more of if you have an Apple Watch, then it's useful, obviously, because who's going to spend $400 on something like that?
I'm gonna buy the Apple Watch version rather than the $30, obviously.
Oh yeah, of course.
No, wait. If you don't have to buy Pokemon Go Plus if you have the Apple Watch, is what you're saying?
Pretty much.
Great, I'm gonna buy the Apple Watch. Just kidding. No, I won't. I think that thing is terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, that just reminds me though how angry I am at Pokemon Go, and I've been wanting to write a vlog like every day about how it's such a waste of potential.
Yeah.
Like it's just it's so badly made, and I'm in New York City where the game is optimal.
Not only that, did you hear that Pokemon Go Plus is like out of stock everywhere in standard Nintendo fashion? And
Is
that the next shipment is due for November on eBay. Scalpers are getting like $80 or $90 for it.
Oh, F me, I should have did that. But yeah, I mean, the game still has a huge audience for those casual plebeians who don't know anything. But freaking that game is just I turn it on like once every 2 weeks now, or when I'm near a park, and I go, man, I bet you I'll see the same 6 Pokemon. And what do? I see them. Occasionally, I'll see like maybe a Ghastly or Clefairy, and I'm in New York, so there is a bajillion hotspots and a bajillion Pokemon out there, and I just don't want to turn it on. Like I just know it's gonna be the same thing every time, and I can't even ride a bike anymore and do it. Like it turned Professor Oak on me. All right, I'll be riding my bike, and they're like, "Bro, get out of the car." I'm like, "What?" Okay.
You're just that good at riding a bike. You're so fast, it just thinks you're a car.
Yeah, I don't want to bike 2 miles an hour. I'll watch a freaking snail like go past me so I can get my steps. It's so dumb. I've been on the same egg for so long because I can't bike anymore and do it. Because it's like, nah, too fast. I'm like, what the hell? I live in hills, man. All right, I live in New York. There ain't no trees and shit.
So this Pokemon Go Plus thing actually does have like an internal pedometer or whatever, the thing that tracks how many steps you take. So Eli, you were saying like, maybe if it had that, you might get it. It probably doesn't change your mind, but I just thought I'd bring it up since I saw it and it reminded me of
yeah,
you.
I just read an article. If you want to get a Gyarados, you gotta walk 284 miles. So,
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it to spend $40 just to Okay, what if I'm on a plane with Pokemon Go Pro? Will it count my steps?
Like while you're in the air?
Yeah.
It's not going to track that because you're going faster than a car.
That's baloney,
it won't
bro.
it won't even track you on a bike. It's not going to track you in a plane.
I thought, yeah, but I thought I was getting the Pro, so it'll finally track me, alright? Like, okay, like, I will only buy it if it lets me drive and play Pokemon Go, essentially.
Oh my
okay?
Funny.
Baloney.
I actually did remember, I did actually play it by going outside rather than just hoping Pokemon would come on my app in my house, which I only get Drowsies in my house for whatever reason.
That's a good Pokemon again. Okay, I don't get anybody in my house, so it's like I gotta go outside to look for a stupid bug. Alright?
Oh my gosh.
Stupid.
But,
I don't have enough Caterpie. That's how sad it is. Just come see my bajillion Pidgeotos and Pidgeots. Alright?
But I actually did go out and play it with my friend, but because I don't have a smartphone, I basically took like one of his devices and was going from hotspot to hotspot. Just being like, yeah, am I out of range? Yes, I'm in range. I got Pokeballs. Just like trying to gain enough levels to get enough Pokeballs and all this stuff. It was fun for a bit, but obviously it's not ideal. Plus, it doesn't help that I have to like go to one specific area in my town just to like hit a stop or something of note. Otherwise, you're walking like 10 to 15 minutes in between places. Or longer. I don't remember. It's not ideal for a small schmuck town as mine. Moving on. Hyperlight Drifter on Wii U is cancelled. Long and short of it is basically the guy has health issues and it's...
Matt, before you go on to that, I just beat that game.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Yep.
How was it?
It was, okay. The lore of the game is kind of cool and interesting, but to be honest, I really enjoyed the game. I just felt like there could have been more. But then I realized it's an indie. You know what I mean? Like, I hate, like, that's why I'm not a big fan of indies. Because, like, I'm not a big, huge proponent of it. Like, the games will be great, but they'll be too short. Like, the game is really good. And if they're not selling it for above $15-20, then I think it's a good buy. But if it's like a $30, that's not worth it. Yeah. Like, I did enjoy it, though. It kind of felt like a new step of 2D Zelda if they're ever going to go at it.
Cool. But yeah, if you want it, you'll have to go somewhere else than Wii U, which is probably going to be the case for most games at this point. Oh, that's funny. What's the Castlevania clone that's coming? Well, not clone, but Bloodstained. Bloodstained.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Bloodstained apparently is coming out in 2018, and it was listed for Wii U, and I don't even know if they're gonna still port it at that point. Like 2018, that's way too far. It's just gonna be funny if they're like, here's a game on a 2-year-old platform that died within like 3 months of the new one. And then the last thing is Nintendo said they're apparently interested in using Amiibo on smartphones, which, whatever. So finally, the big announcement that Apple had at their conference was the one of Nintendo's smartphone games is coming this year, and it's a Mario. It's called Super Mario Run. It's a Mario auto runner thing. It's coming to Android next year. It's an auto scroller. You tap the screen to jump when you feel like jumping, and pretty much looks like new Super Mario Brothers U for the most part. Did you guys? I don't know. What are your takes on this?
Oh wait.
Nah, I'm not against. I'm just not for. I'm indifferent. I really don't think they're spending that many resources on this game.
Yeah.
And if it brings in money, then good for them. I really don't care. I don't know if I'll play it. Depends, I guess, on how much the game costs.
It's probably gonna be $15. That's my guess.
Oh,
if
that's
it's,
insane.
I don't know. Maybe it would be a world by world. You know, usually there's 8 worlds in a Mario game. Maybe if it's like $1.99 a world, I'd totally be down to pay that.
Well, for me, I hate Miyamoto. I think he's ruined since 2008. Yeah, he's an idiot, like straight up. That's all I'm just gonna say. And this kind of seemed exactly what he wanted to do. Like I hate Miyamoto though. Like I used to love him. I used to think he was a genius, but R.I.P. Miyamoto. He lived a good life as a developer. But this kind of seems exactly what he wants to do, and he wants to make the simplest, dumbest games that are just like, you know what I mean? Like it just feels like this is what he wants, and this is not what I want. And yeah, it's good. It's profitable for Nintendo, and the next Mario game, like if you would have told me like we're not gonna get a 3D Mario game for Wii U in like 2008, but the next Mario game coming out would be like something for like an iPhone, I'd laugh. I'd be like, nah, okay. But like just seeing what it's like he's become and what how he wants to make these games, it's like, all right, put him in that. But you know what? If he wants to develop these things, like this is more not even about the game. It's more about him. I want him to stop having such a big say on other title games, like what he did with Paper Mario, which he still is doing. Okay, and then I like when you read about other games getting developed and how he takes away a lot of he takes away so much from a game because he thinks we won't understand the concept, or it takes away from the gameplay and all that because it's too adept, too hard, or you know what I mean, too intuitive. And I'm tired of that. And this kind of this just seems what he wants, something simple that you can play with your thumb and you can scam every 6-year-old to buy, all right, on their parents' life. And then that's it. I do hate iPhone games, but I also hate simplicity trash as well. It's a runner game. It's not even anything new or special. There's a cool that Mario Ledge thing, and it's using Mario World and all that. But it'd be actually even a better app would be creating Mario levels through the iPhone. That would because that's actually pretty fun. You know what I mean? I'm not even a big creator of Mario Maker, but they're making a 3DS one. They could have probably incorporated something more unique and special like that. Sonic's got a runner game, Sonic Runners. That game's not terrible either. I got it for free. Yeah, it's like a $10 app, but it was free for 3 days, and I was like, all right, but I don't enjoy it. I never play. I finally played it the other day. I was like, this is stupid, and I'm assuming this is what Mario's gonna be like. I don't know. It disappoints me. It makes me sad.
I'm not surprised, but at the same time, I am, because this is what I would have expected when someone would mention Mario game on iPhone, but I also would have expected them to do something different. There's a couple of different things, I forget, something to do with not Toad houses, but your kingdom and some Toad mode. I forget exactly, but yeah, for the most part, it's pretty much just New Super Mario Brothers with just a jump button. And I've seen some people get kind of excited, but I don't know why. I mean, this is pretty much the same New Super Mario Brothers game we've played for the last decade or so. There's nothing really different about it. It just doesn't look that interesting. Honestly, I don't think it's not really for gamers. All of these smartphone games are for the casual audience out there, because their whole point with these smartphone games is to get people who aren't really interested in their IPs to start thinking about them more, and then bring them over as hardcore customers, that kind of thing. So, I mean, I don't really care that it exists or it doesn't, so it doesn't really affect me, but, I mean, good on them if it ends up getting them an audience, which it probably will, because, it's all... They have a stinking thing on the App Store where you can get notified when it becomes available. I don't think Apple's done that for any other app before. So, I'm sure it'll get a lot of hits, at least on the first day, just from all the advertising they're gonna have.
I think Animal Crossing might do better. I mean, that's not my cup of tea, and et cetera, et cetera. But I think that game seems more suited for iPhone.
Yeah.
And even Fire Emblem, Mario, no. I do think the 2 other games they're planning, if they're gonna come out, they don't even have to change anything, to be honest, with those games. If it's gonna be just their regular style games, I think they're gonna be just fine.
I think Animal Crossing can leverage more from smartphones than Mario, but I think Mario will have a shotgun effect where it'll get a lot of attention early on and then eventually peter out, whereas Animal Crossing will probably be more of a slow burn, something that lasts a lot longer over time, because that's pretty much what the game is made to be. So
Nintendo's apps have no
different ways.
longevity. Okay, like Pokemon Go and Miitomo were good for a month, and
well,
you know
I
what I
mean,
mean?
Miitomo was like, the writing was kind of on the wall. It's like, okay, what is this? You ask people questions. Okay, what else? Look forward to the app. It's like, well, okay, well, this isn't gonna
Yeah,
go
we'll
far.
look forward to more clothes that only works in this and doesn't work in your thing. It's like, what? You know what I mean? Like, but I meant like they had such a huge audience with that as well, and they just couldn't do anything to retain that. But this one, like, I think it only has like kind of hype that it's a Mario name, and I don't think Animal
pretty much.
Crossing is gonna get that. But I think Animal Crossing is gonna be like their best app.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah, for sure. They also said Fire Emblem and the Animal Crossing games have been delayed to March next year, which is weird. Seeing as the Animal Crossing game is supposed to connect with other games, I'm assuming the NX will have an Animal Crossing game like a few months in. Because I doubt they want to release this Animal Crossing smartphone game and then wait like a year before the console game to have it connect. So I think once the app goes live, then it won't be too much longer after that. I know they said connect, so technically they could mean the 3DS, but come on, let's be real. They're not going to connect this app to like a 4-year-old game on hardware that's going to be pretty much replaced soon. So, and then one other, I guess, chunk of news that came out was there's a Pokemon Direct, and it's pretty funny because there's supposed to be a Pokemon trailer sometime tomorrow, but this trailer showed off some cool things. The most noteworthy thing is that it kind of has Pokemon Snap-like elements, so you can walk around the city, and in like a designated spot, you can start taking pictures of Pokemon like in the wild. Kind of like if you were to go to a zoo, like you walk by a cage or something, you could take pictures of animals. It's like that. Obviously, they're not really in a cage, but a specific area. And they have like Dragonite and Pikachu and all these other Pokemon. I think some of the newer ones as well. Did you guys really like Pokemon Snap much, or?
You know I hate that game. It's overrated.
Confession,
I
I
don't
haven't
remember.
played it.
Well, both of you are horrible people, and you're gonna have to play it.
Well, okay, look, Pokemon Snap would be an alright game if it wasn't so overrated and hype. It's fun, giving Pokemon concussions and what happens. But just the concept is not good. I hate when you get an electrode exploding, and he's like, Professor Oak's like, what is this, toilet paper? And then he wipes his ass. And I'll get a picture in all white, okay? Like, when it was blowing up, it'll be pure white. No, you can't see anything. And he's like, bro, we can do something with this. I'm like, there's nothing there, you fool. Or he's like, I'm a professor, don't worry about it. Okay?
That's some of the charm. It's annoying, but it's kind of funny to be like, I took this great picture. He's like, no, it's crap. It's like, I took a picture of this animal's ass.
Yeah, it's just, the game's also, like, it's pretty restricted. I think it's a cool concept, but I don't think it's a great game. I think it's entertaining. I mean, I like everything around it for Pokemon Snap. Like, when you go to Blockbuster, you have the cards, you can print out pictures and stuff. I thought that was pretty cool. But I just don't think the game was that cool. I think the game is like, I don't know what they expect, but I just know it's not a game per se. I think it's good for audience of people today. So if they would ever follow up on it, that would be smart.
Well, maybe you'll like this because it's in it's in there to a lesser extent. It's not really like a full-fledged dedicated game on its own. It's just like, here you can take some pictures, and I think you can share the pictures and get rated and comments and things like that. So
I wouldn't really.
Hmm?
I wouldn't know. That's it.
You would.
Okay, but how about this, Matt? How about this? What do you think would be better, though? a Pokemon Snap on the new NX or Wii U, whatever, or on smartphone?
Huh. I don't know, because on like a console or even a handheld game, they could build like a world and have specific areas to have Pokemon, and then have certain, I don't know, secrets like the original game where I forget all of them, but basically you'd have like a domino effect where you hit one Pokemon and another Pokemon will come out because of those actions. Whereas if you put it on a smartphone, it would basically be like Pokemon Go, where I guess you just walk around on the street and eventually a Pokemon will pop up and you'll take a picture, and that wouldn't really have the same effect.
Okay.
As far as I would think. It would be like an AR game, right? You'd probably have to go to a specific place to find like Pokemon. It's like, at that point, it's like you're just playing Pokemon Go, almost. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it'd be hard to make it as interesting.
Alright, fair.
Both the games are set 12 hours apart, so certain events are gonna happen differently with different Pokemon and whatnot. You can get Zygarde in this one, the full 100% version or whatever. You collect a bunch of the cells around Alola, and they've introduced something else that's sort of Pokemon, but well, it's technically not a Pokemon. They're called Ultra Beasts. They look like legendary or semi-legendary-esque Pokemon. They can change shapes apparently, or at least one of them can.
Wait, somebody say, I want Sun, alright? Like, if they're 12 hours apart, and my friend has Moon, it's 9:45 p.m., we're both not in night though? He's in night, or he's in day because he got Moon? I don't get that.
Yeah, it would be in the day. It's based off of your like internal clock, and it's set like 12 hours different. For Moon, okay. For Moon, it's set 12 hours ahead. For Sun, it's just whatever your time is.
The Sun's better. Got it.
Yeah, it's got the lion on it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, stupid Moon.
But yeah, these Ultra Beast things, people are suspecting that because they're not Pokemon, that you won't be able to catch them. Do you think that'll be the case, or that they're like more so bosses, or is just something that you'll eventually figure out a way to catch it later? Because some people are concluding that they might be Team Ether, or whatever the heck they're called, the Ether Foundation, that some of those members are actually these Ultra Beasts, given their certain visual characteristics. So do you think these are just kind of like bosses, or just weird Pokemon things?
Yeah, I wonder that too, but isn't the point of Pokemon to catch, like, everything? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, so that's why I find this kind of weird if you wouldn't be able to catch them, because then it's like, here's these new things you can't catch. It's like, you taught us for like 20 years that we could catch anything. A bag of eggs, ice cream, little garbage, but we can't catch these, so I'm not really sure what to think of these.
I think maybe they'll be like pre-game bosses, and you can catch them later. They could be like the legendary dogs. You gotta find them and they run away and stuff. Maybe. You know, maybe. Like you can fight them early on, and you realize that there's better Pokemon out there, and then once you beat the game, you maybe unlock more of the world, and you can find them.
Possibly, or maybe they act more as, I don't know, like a tool or something. Like they're not in your inventory, but there's certain places where you could use them. Possibly. I don't know. I'm just spitballing ideas. Because I would find it very weird if you couldn't use them in some capacity. But maybe that's just part of their new changes to the series.
Man, I wish I watched more of Pokemon. Maybe they'll answer it, but to be honest, like, I kind of just feel we're just getting a new Pokemon in, like, a new direction kind of thing, you know? Yeah. Like, I don't know, I don't really know what they're adding new, adding not. Like, I feel like X and Y's new thing was rollerblading and it having 3D models, and then Alpha Sapphire Omega Ruby was like, alright, let's just remake it, but with Pokemon X kind of style. Like, I don't know what is this game gonna add? You know what I mean? What's it bringing to Pokemon?
So it's tossing. So in X and Y, they also had like the face petting game for the animals, for the Pokemon or whatever. So there's that too. But for this,
did that first. So
Nintendo's
Yeah.
all about the face petting nowadays.
Yeah.
well,
so weird.
Kingdom Hearts 3D did it first in 2011, 2012. I don't need that
Did
old
it?
ass shit. Yeah.
That's what.
And,
So you pet Sora's face, or
Oh, 3,000 distance. If you get a Dream Eater, you gotta pet them and give them food and stuff, and level them up and kind of stuff. Like
That's
Pokemon
weird.
did that like a year or 2 years after Kingdom Hearts already did it. I'm like, this is old. But the thing is, though, it actually helped with Kingdom Hearts. I feel like in Pokemon, it didn't do anything.
yeah, it was just fluff.
Yeah, in Kingdom Hearts, you actually get stats that you had to do it. So there was a
Oh, there were a
incentive.
couple. There were like a handful of things it did. I think if you had to evolve a Pokemon with friendliness, you had to use Pokemon-Ami thing to do that. But yeah, for most things, it didn't do a whole lot with it. I forget. I think it tied into one of the training things, but you could just do the training without it. As far as what Pokemon Sun and Moon is bringing in, they're changing the gym system. So rather than 8 gyms, you have these trial things. It basically
Wait,
seems
what?
like gyms. Hmm?
What?
It seems like it's still kind of like, obviously you're gonna fight because it's a Pokemon game. If there wasn't fighting,
Yeah,
like it'd make
I
no
want
sense.
to fight. That's all I care.
Yeah. But basically they have like side quests and other things you have to do before getting to the gym leader. And I don't know if you have to fight trainers within this trial before getting to the trial leader, or you can just like go up after you finish like the side quest things. It's still
But
it's
But Pokemon always had that though. Like you couldn't always go to a gym. Like when you had to go to Cinnabar gym, you had to do like 3 things before you could even get to the front door. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
like,
that's true. Like, oh, this person isn't here at the moment. They got caught up, I don't know, selling drugs or something.
you're
You
like,
got to go
oh,
bust
what
them
the hell
out.
do I do now? You know, and you fly to every town and you talk to somebody and it's like, I was planting a bush there, and you're like, all right, I get where you're going. And then you just cut it and make him cry, and he's like, hey, you got old man's tears to unlock the door, you know?
Yeah. So it's weird because they've put out a lot of Pokemon trailers and directs and whatnot, but they still really haven't given us that much information about how everything works. Most of it is just, here's a bunch of new Pokemon and here's a glimpse of something, and that's about it. So I'm surprised they haven't given us like specific detailed information, and I'm kind of hoping they will. But they still have 2 months, and at their rate, they're gonna spoil like everything in the game anyway. So I'm sure we'll get it before the release date. Out of these Ultra Beast things, I like the the steroid infected like mosquito man. It's just ridiculous. The roided mosquito man. That's pretty much it for this week. There wasn't really a whole lot of news. Still waiting on whether those NX Direct release dates are going to be real or not. Most of them have faded out by now. Oh yeah, 19th, jeez.
There was a new rumor that came out today that apparently retailers in Europe are going to some sort of event over there.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, but we don't got it. I hate Nintendo. Why can't they just like announce a console normally? Someone I saw, did you see ZQGX on Twitter? He's Daniel Ahmad. He's an analyst. What he said is that the Xbox One was announced something like 140 days before it came out, and that was the record for the fastest turnaround time from release from
announced to release.
From announced to release, and now the NX is about to take that, and it has. It's now like less than the Xbox One. So,
oh my gosh.
Yep. Good job, Nintendo.
Yeah, Emily Rogers' guess or whatever of a direct in early October seems to make more sense now, given that like all of the other events they could have shown this off at or around have been finished. I think someone said something about this week or the 23rd or whatever, but there's like a holiday on Friday and
week.
What?
Literally there's a rumor for every week. Someone's gonna be right.
Yeah, I was just browsing the NX Reddit this morning just for the heck of it, and basically like someone's like, each week there's a new release date rumor, and we're all like duped, and just do it again over and over. Eventually, someone will be right, and we'll actually get news. I'm liking the mock-ups people are making though; they're pretty cool. More so,
so the newest one I saw was like it was a screen and like the controller parts disattached. And, you know,
yeah. I'm not.
like some of the mock-ups are terrible too. Like no.
I like the menu mock-ups they're making, but I'm not liking the controller ones because they do not look ergonomic at all. It's like, here's a flat square like the 3DS. It's like, okay, I can live with the 3DS for a handheld, but I'm not playing that for like 20-30 hour games. That it's just not going to happen. It's too uncomfortable, especially because you like sacrifice shoulder buttons or the back shoulder buttons and just the placement of buttons and whatnot to cramp together and whatnot. I hope they have the buttons above the analog stick this time, because moving it below is kind of annoying. Which is why the Pro Controller is like 100 times better than the gamepad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just giving this one thing to... Apparently someone has a picture of the Bayonetta amiibo. Browsing the NX Reddit.
Oh yeah, the Bayonetta amiibo is just
hear
announced.
that they were like rumored for the Legend of Zelda amiibos, like a fake leak or whatever.
Yeah, birth date.
Yeah, let's see.
Oh
it
yeah,
was,
May 4th.
Yeah, freaking. Wait, was it May 4th? I thought. Okay.
Yeah,
Now
that's
am I
what,
reading this right? Because this one says release date 24/04/2015. That's how you say it in Canada, right, man?
What?
So that's April 24th, right?
2404? No, we go month, day, year.
Okay, so you do it like us. Okay, but this one,
Yeah.
it say like the picture I'm looking at. So it says Lucina came out 24/04/2015. So I'm assuming this is like
It's
England
UK.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then it says light blue yarn Yoshi was 2606. Then Olimar was 1707, and then it says 04/03/2017 for the Link Rider amiibo. You know, the new Link one.
Yeah, so March 4th.
So like, okay, yeah. I mean that. Isn't it March also when the Wii U released? And then like didn't it come out in spring or whatever?
I don't know.
I feel like
the NX is supposed to come out in March, and the Zelda game is
Yeah, but why
supposed.
March? March is such a terrible time. Like, why don't they actually do it like a normal
Because it's
person?
before the end of their fiscal year.
That's not fair though.
Yeah.
That means that's
Basically,
like,
they can hold off people like, oh, we still haven't finished this fiscal year. Hold on.
Yeah. That's
That
so
kinda-
that's so scammy. It's not
But-
cool.
Someone pointed out at the end of October they have their investors meeting, so by then they're gonna. If they don't have an announcement by then, they will have one at that conference for sure. To say when it is, because obviously they got to keep their investors on the up and up.
They got to keep their investors invested. I know.
Exactly. So Eli, did you say this Bayonetta amiibo was announced, or?
Yeah, it's on their blog, the Platinum Games blog. It was just announced.
Oh yeah, this is actually okay. I didn't even like actually look at the website. I just figured it was someone like made a blog and like posted a picture like, oh, I got to tease what I got so far, because there was one guy who there's one guy who actually teased like pre-production amiibo, like the gray like non-painted ones. So I thought it was that, like someone just got it, but yeah, it says platinumgames.com. That's pretty definitive. So I guess we'll see those two. I don't know. I can't trust the people involved.
Yeah, right? I mean, Platinum Games.
What do they know?
Anyone, come on. Games E and S is switched to there's two S's.
Yeah. So I guess we'll hear about the other Final 3 Smash amiibo coming out at one point. But anyway, I said that was it before, but now it's finally it. That's what we have this week. Hopefully they'll have some other news next week. So you can catch me at the Mango Viking on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And Eli, where can people find you?
You can find me, my writing on enthusiast.gg, Nintendo Enthusiast, and on Twitter at Paul Salon.
Cool. And Mike, where can people find you?
Alright, guys. I'm Mike. Find me at Gaming Night Live on YouTube or Troy from Buster on Twitter. Smell
Cool.
you all later.
All right, you can find us at Just Another Castle on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, iTunes, Podomatic, Destructoid, and IGN. You can leave us comments and questions or message me if you want to be a guest. So we'll see you next time and leave gaming to Nintendo.